Okay, let's see. I think we are up and running. So let's get started. Okay, so yesterday, if anybody was around, I was streaming and making these holiday cards, and yeah, I did a good amount of it, so now I'm just gonna finish doing the rest. Okay, let me make sure that everything is up and running. I think it is. Pretty sure it is. Okay, okay, we are good. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, so I'm replicating this card. Somebody made a few orders, and all the pieces are all done. So today I'm just doing a quick stream and gonna put everything together. So let's see. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach these leaves. Let's see, does that look good? Hmm. I'm gonna make these a little more open. They're kind of like closed right now, so I'm just gonna spread them out a little bit to give them a little bit more volume. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, gonna make this one bigger too. So if anybody has heard of this type of craft before, I would love to know. It's pretty niche, but I'm doing some paper quilling today. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. And I'm gonna make sure that these tags, this little tag here, I don't know if you can see it, maybe not, but there's a little tag here, and I'm gonna stick that on the inside, just so it's not too noticeable. Okay, so now let's take the piece, add a little bit of glue. If the glue wants to go. I don't eat glue. Some people are like, do you eat glue? I don't eat glue. Okay, this is good. And now let's pin it in here. Which one do I want to pin it in? It doesn't really matter too much, but I'll put it in this one. Okay. So you put the leaflet in. That way, once everything's all together, I can just glue the whole thing down. It makes it a little faster than gluing each piece one by one. Moving on, here's the next one. Just a little bit of glue. If you use too much glue, it starts to really go everywhere, and then your piece gets really messy. But if your piece ever gets really messy, what you can do is you can have like a little thing of water, a little, oh, why does this one not look quite, it's fine. A little water and a little paintbrush, and you can just wipe any glue away. And I think that helps a lot. Okay, so let's get this. So this is nice and together, pretty secure. Now let's do the next one. And we're gonna do the same thing, same spacing. I'll probably upload an actual tutorial video, maybe in December, about how to do this. And that one will have better video quality because I will be using a different camera for it. Just probably just be using my iPhone. But yeah, it's gonna look a lot better than probably what you're seeing now. And I'll do the tutorial if anyone is interested in learning how to make these cards for the holidays. They're really cute. They're one of my favorite, like most favorite things that I make. And honestly, the best part is that when you're done with them, so like it's obviously it's a card. Flip it open. You can write whatever you want. But also, you can literally frame this. Like I have small picture frames that I think they're like 6 by 8 or something, so it's perfect for this. So you could literally take this card when you're done, stick it in a shadow box picture frame, and then hang it up for the holidays. And it's really, really cute. So if anyone is interested, sometime in December, I'll be dropping a tutorial video on how to do this. I'll go through everything on how to actually make the shapes, where to get some materials, because you can just get them at pretty much any craft store. You could also definitely get them online on like Amazon or something. I personally cut my own materials, but yeah, you could do whatever you want. So, oh no! Okay, this popped off, so let me put more tacky glue on. So I use two different types of glue when I am doing this. One of them is tacky glue, and usually I have to. Oh, is it coming? Okay, there we go. Usually I have to glue it twice just to make sure it's fully stabilized. And I don't think I did that yesterday on this one. So let me double glue it. Oh, shoot. I let go. And I have glue everywhere. But it's okay. Okay. So put this. So like for this, for example, I'm gonna plop it. And then there's gonna be some glue that's gonna be coming out on the side just a little bit, which is totally fine because I will just use a paintbrush and a little bit of water to get the glue off. Bunny Wunny, hello! How's everything going? How's your day going so far? Ooh, I wasn't sure if anyone was gonna pop up because I decided to do this at a random time in the middle of the day. Okay, let me wipe some of this glue off. Bunny Wunny, where do you live? Like, what time zone are you in? What time is it by you right now? For me, I'm New York, so it's 11 a.m. for me. Okay, cleaning this up. And, oh, you are in Brazil. Does Brazil have more than one time zone? Or are you also in like a Eastern time zone where it's like about noon or late morning, early afternoon? Now this is nice and done. So now I can add the other leaf. Okay, it's 3 o'clock, so you're about 4 hours ahead. I see, I see. Gotcha. Are you like working right now, or what are you doing? What do you do at 3? How's this gonna look? This looks okay, and I'll put this one here to spread it out. I was supposed to have a meeting right now, but my manager or my boss, whatever you want to call her, I don't know. She's the one that pays me. She's like, I'm feeling kind of sick right now. She's had like a crazy past 2 weeks, and she's like, can we cancel? I'm like, we can cancel. That's totally fine. Because if we cancel, then I get to do this and finish this project and send it out, or at least prep it to get sent out by tomorrow, which helps my brain a lot because there's too much stuff going on between this week and next week. Okay, so now this is looking pretty good. Let's see. I'm gonna roll this paper, get it out of the way. Rolling. I've definitely tried to teach people how to do this before, and when I taught my mom, she was like, how do you roll this paper? But it's really not that hard. You just put it in the slot, roll, pull, and then you get a nice little coil at the end. Okay, we're going to use these coils later for these decorative pieces over here. But I just want to get it out of the way. I have a huge pile of stuff that I'll be putting down. Okay, so these two are done. So now I have to angle it and figure out how I want it to look. So these two leaves are going to be angled down, while these two are angled upwards a little bit, and they go in together like this. I feel like my hands look chubby. They always look so chubby on this thing, which is crazy because I don't think I have that chubby of hands. Okay, how does this look? Nope, needs to go to the left a little bit. And that, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit higher, but that's pretty good. Okay, so now we just put a shit ton of glue on it. Okay, just to make sure it sticks. These really don't fall off because it's just paper or glue. It's not too complicated. Sometimes the pearls fall off, which is why I switched to tacky glue and now they don't fall off anymore, which is great because I don't want anything falling off when I give it to somebody. I originally made these without any pearls, but since getting them, I added them on and they just make it so much prettier. So we're going to be sticking with that pattern. It's a lot nicer. And yep, that's what I'm doing tonight. That's pretty much it. And then later today, I'm gonna go see a movie. I'm gonna go see Wicked 2. Apparently, it got really good ratings. So that'll be interesting. Mm, I do remember when I was like younger, I went on a school field trip, and Wicked was actually the first musical I've ever seen. And I thought it, like the story, I don't mind. The story's fine and all, but I loved whoever the lead was, the lead singer for Alphaba, her voice. I mean, they gotta be good. They're on Broadway, but her voice was fucking fantastic. And it was before they changed the key of the like thing. It was like the original one, and I kind of like that one more than how they changed it in this movie. I don't know. I think it was just less flashy, so I liked it more, and it was so good hearing it live. It was actually insane. So I'm gonna go see the movie later today. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a fun time. And I'll give you guys updates on how it is. I'll give you a movie review. Haven't seen a movie in like a while, honestly. Like, what's the last movie I even saw? Wait, I gotta focus. I gotta focus. I gotta put this down. Before I put it down and it gets all stupid. So how far am I putting it? Let's see. It's about a finger length down. Maybe more like this. I'm not much into movies and stuff. Oh no? What do you like to do? Are you gaming? Are you reading? Are you, I don't know, crafting? Are you volunteering your time at whatever people do with their time? What do you do? Oh shoot. I think it's okay. What do you do with your time? Hang out with streams? Hang out with us? Okay. Perfect. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then this one's gonna go just like that. Yeah, this should be okay. That should be fine. Okay. I feel like I'm on and off with movies. Like sometimes I'll be. It really depends what's out. I used to watch a bunch of Marvel movies before Marvel like really just fell off and became Garbo. I watch streams and now I don't have energy to game or do other stuff. I kind of get that. Sometimes when I game with my siblings, I'm like, I get tired. This is a lot of brain power and energy, actually, which I was not expecting. But I get tired. When I was younger, I would get like really dizzy with games, any like FPS, things like that. Now I don't get as dizzy, which is kind of ironic because now I get car sick all the time instead. I get car sick, I get motion sickness. I used to like roller coasters, and now I can't go on roller coasters unless I take like motion sickness stuff. Even on like long airplane rides, sometimes I get sick. Apparently, I need more fiber, soluble fiber. Yeah, I need more soluble fiber, and that's why I'm dying and sick all the time. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, gaming does take a lot of energy. That's why I do this instead. It's pretty chill. Not too much energy. I'll usually craft and just like watch TV. So it's very chill vibes. Nothing crazy. Okie dokie. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of movies. Do you have a favorite streamer actually? Like, who's your favorite streamer? I don't know too many streamers. My siblings are, I feel like they're obviously much more deeper into streams. I feel like I watch shows more than I watch streams. But I watch a couple art streams every now and then. The last movie I saw, I don't even know. Oh, I think it was Weapons. I saw Weapons earlier this year, maybe like over the summer, and that shit was wild. Has anyone out there heard of the movie Weapons? With the little kids that run and they have like their little hands like this and they like Naruto run. That shit was whack. I also don't know why I saw it because I don't like thrillers and scary shit. Like, I watch The Boys, but even that shit gets me scared. But Weapons, I feel like I walked out of it and I was like, what the fuck? All these kids and the ending. Ugh. If you like thrillers, watch that. If you like thrillers and crazy, whack, kind of fucked up shit, you should watch the movie, what is it called? My neck hurts. Ouch. Barbarian. That shit was wild. Not to say like I walked out crying, but I felt like crying walking out of that movie. That shit was fucked. No, not really. It wasn't like fucked up, like a bunch of people were killing people for immoral reasons, but it was fucked in a different way. Just like whoever created the idea of this movie is on some like not human centipede level shit, because that shit's crazy, but like close to that. They're like a grade under it. That shit was whack. I don't know who thought of the idea for that movie, but it's whack. It's not even like one of those movies like Get Out or Us, if you've heard of those movies that are like they're more like racial related movies and they're fucked up. Um this one was just it was just whack. Whack, fucked up. Who thought of this theme? Who wanted to scare me and give me nightmares? I don't think I actually got nightmares, but I felt like crying when I left. That shit was whack. I don't know if anyone wants a synopsis or if they wanna or if they like fucked up movies and they want to actually watch it. That shit was bonkers. Okay, so now okay, card number one's got the red down, which is pretty good. I do have to do this twice. And now what I'm doing is I'm actually uncoiling some of these strips. I'm now realizing they're way too long. It's okay. So I coil the strips to get the curl correct, and then I uncoil them. This way I can get like the actual shape down. Otherwise, if I were to glue it just like this, it would look pretty dumb. Yeah, I think it looks kind of funky if I did that. So you coil it up, and then I uncoil it until the shape is like proportionate and good. Let's see, how is this gonna look? I think this is pretty good. Straighten this out a little bit. Okay. Oh, what is this? This is not my usual music. What is going on? Here's my music that I use. I wonder why I did that. That was weird. That was weird. Oh no. Remove the space? Whoa, what is that? That must be a bot. I don't know how to get rid of that. Let's see. How to delete this Okay. I guess that's gonna sit there because I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing that. That's gonna be there. Okay. Let's keep going. This I need to trim. I think it's too big. Too big. So let's trim this. Oh, no. There we go. The other day I was driving to a very far away supermarket. Not sure why I was going to one so far away, but it was like 45 minutes away. And I was on the highway and just chilling, whatever. There was a truck and I was like going to Long Island, which isn't necessarily a hunting area, but I was going to Long Island, and in the back of someone's pickup truck, you could see this giant deer, and I'm like, no, they went hunting and they killed the deer, and it was actually like really sad. And then like 2 minutes later, another truck pulls up with another deer, and this one was like one of them was like the one with the antlers, so it was like a male and it was larger. The other one was like it was definitely a female, didn't have antlers, or it was like a baby because it was a lot smaller and there was a huge hole in it. And I'm like, this is so sad. And I know that Long Island has kind of a big deer population, but it was pretty upsetting to just be like on the highway and to see, I don't know, just in the middle of the day, dead deers. That was really upsetting. That was not fun. But then I also think about things like how in Australia, they have like a kangaroo problem over there, I'm pretty sure. Like, they have, I think the ratio of like humans to kangaroos is that kangaroos, if they wanted to fuck humans up, they really could. So, Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's good that people are hunting deers, and if you eat meat, then it's definitely a lot of meat. But it was also just like sad to see in the middle of the day. I don't know. I've never been hunting. I don't think I would ever want to go hunting either. I'm not particularly squeamish about blood or anything, but I think I would just feel sad doing anything like that to an animal, which is doesn't make maybe doesn't make sense because I do eat meat, but I don't think I could handle something like that. I think my brother and sister said they could, but I don't think I could do that. Let's put this next coil in and add some design to this. Wait, which one is going? It's going on this one. I hope I have enough room for everything. If I don't, I'll just make it smaller. Okay. Let's attach that there. And let's even it out. So I'm just going to pull it out a little bit to even. And there we go. Okay. Okay, perfect. And there's a little bit of glue hanging out, so I'm going to work that off just so the final version looks cleaner. The cleaner, the better. I like making star and snowflake ornaments a lot because those are freehand. Like something like this, where you can like physically hold the token or whatever, is freehand. Something like this is more, it's like on paper, it's more stationary. But whenever you do freehand things, it's kind of easier because you don't have to wipe any glue off. It's just kind of freehand and then it's done. And then you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, what am I doing next? Next, I'm doing the other two greens. So this one is way too long, but I'll just leave that for now. I didn't do the measurements fully right, so some of these pieces are longer than they should be. I wonder if there's a way for me to, like, zoom out. Is that better? Does that look better? Does that look better? I think it looks a little better. But now, this is, like, in front of my face. If I roll up... Okay, this might be better. Yay! And my hands are in a zoomed in, which I think I like. Okay, so we're going to roll this one out. Rolling. Later today, I feel like I have to do a million things. I did not wake up early today. I woke up at like 10:30. Not early. I think I also laid in bed longer because my boss was like, I'm kind of sick, so maybe we won't have the meeting today. And I'm like, okay. And then I just laid in bed. But I was supposed to get up, and then I kind of got up, but not really. And then I was like, I guess I'll do this. I guess I'll finish this. So I'm good for the day. Once I'm done with these two cards, I'm going to get started unpackaging them, and then I'm going to make gelato. I have to finish making strawberry, blueberry, and honestly, maybe pandan. Ice cream, gelato, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know how that's gonna go. I've made strawberry ice cream before, gelato, and it was pretty good. And when I make it, you just kind of make like a base for it. The base is basically like a vanilla ice cream, so it's nothing too crazy. And then pretty much after that, you can add whatever flavoring or fruits you want, and that's how you just get like a fruit type of ice cream. So I have fresh blueberries, I have fresh strawberries, so I'm gonna be doing that. And then when I was at the Asian grocery store, I was looking for vanilla extract because I was out of it. Then I saw that they have, this is way too long. They had pandan extract, and I'm like, oh, well, I have had pandan ice cream before, and I actually kind of like it. So I'm wondering if it will taste good when I put this new thing in it. I really hope it does. Because that would be sick. Maybe I'd make like ube ice cream too. Sometimes I go to one of our malls by us and there's this really good matcha place that has like a dual, what is it, soft serve machine, and they change it up like every week. But they have, wait, how long is this? They have a pandan matcha. So it's like the matcha is a little bit bitter and then the pandan is sweet. So you can get that in a swirl, and it's purple and green. Wait, it's purple and green? Green and green? I think it's green and light green or something like that. It's so good. Or like I've gotten the matcha and ube one before. That one is also really good. I feel like I don't like ube drinks, but ube desserts kind of slap. I had what do they call, like pouches, pillows? I had the pillows snack the other day, and they're basically like little ube crackers with ube cream in them. Oh my god, that shit is fire. It's so good. It's kind of like if you've ever had those little pandas, the little chocolate panda snacks. It's like a cracker, and on the inside is a chocolate cream. They're like that, but ube, and honestly, like they're way better than the pandas, in my opinion. IMO. So I need to figure out where where to get those, because my friend, we were playing pickleball, and then she like, you want some? Because we're not eating till later, and then she brought out the Filipino snacks, and they fucking slapped, dude. They slapped. They know what they're doing with ube. That's for damn sure. I do like ube ice cream. I've had that one even like younger growing up. Um, this is a little long and a little funny. No, it's good now. Okay, so this one's too long. So I need to also cut this. Let me reshape it first. Ah! Mm-hmm. How are we looking? We're looking too big. Way too big. So let's cut this bottom. Goodbye. Okay. Okie dokie. It's still a little lopsided. Let me fix that. Okay, much better. That mall that has the really good matcha ice cream, they also have a cat cafe. Oh my god, it was so cute. I went this summer. I'm allergic to cats, but I went anyway, and they were really, really cute. And there's this one little black kitty that kept coming over to me, and I love black kitties. They are so cute. I feel like darker colored animals don't get adopted at the same rate as like light brown and like white ones, which I think is ridiculous. I love like our family dogs. We had like a German Shepherd mix once, and then the dog we have right now, I think she's a Kaiken. Not really sure, but she's like kind of like really, really dark brown and black. And I don't know, I kind of like having a darker dog because when you have like little light colored dogs, then when they get dirty, you can see their faces all dirty. So I think it's insane that some colors get adopted more than others. That's ridiculous. All pets are cute. They should all be adopted at the same rate. I would adopt a pet if I could, but I live in a not super big apartment, and I live in the city, and if you've ever been to New York City, it's not that clean here. It's pretty yucky. It's pretty yucky. There's a lot of people spitting on the ground. There's a lot of garbage everywhere. There's a lot of rats. There's a lot of pee. I have been on a subway before with shit on it. That was an awful way to wake up. Um, so yeah, I don't think I want a dog so long as I live in the city, because that means I have to walk the dog in the city, and I don't really want to bring home, shit, and then on their little feet, and then have them sit on my couch, and then it's just so yucky. So that's not in the cards for me anytime soon, until I eventually leave, go to the burbs. I'm like, oh, let's refocus. Refocus, much better. Okay. So how is this looking? I need to get more shape into this. So maybe like that. Curving it like that. That would be a little bit better. Hello to whoever just joined. Just making some holiday cards. Doing some paper quilling. They're really, really cute. I've given this specific card to a couple people before, and they were like kind of stunned. They really liked it because it's pretty unique. And honestly, like, you go to any store and you buy a holiday card, and they're already like $8, $10, $12. If you get one of the pop-up cards, they're like $16. So I'm like, make my own little pop-up kind of card. I don't like how these are both looking. They're too long. So let me cut some of this off. Some of this off too. I think it's kind of ridiculous when you go to some stores and honestly right now if I need a quick card, I just go to the dollar store because I think it's a little crazy to pay more than a couple dollars for a card with a simple message on it. Unless it's a pop-up card. Then I understand that because somebody's probably assembling that somewhere. But yeah, if you're paying like $8 for like a piece of paper that just has like a little picture on it and says a little thing, that's kind of crazy. So I think growing up, even just growing up, I would make cards myself a lot, me and my siblings, especially my sister, and just draw whatever you want on it instead. It's also, I feel like it means more if you're giving them a card that you made and like you actually spent some time and effort to make. Unless you're making a very cute message. Some people are really good at message making. Then I get that. Okay, how are we looking now? This one's still longer than I want it to be. I'm gonna cut that and try again. I'm realizing now I'm using too much paper, so I need to adjust the sizing that I've been thinking of, because the sizing is not right. Okay. Let's see. How about now? I think this is a little better. And this one too is going to be... Okay. That's better. I'm going to cut it a little bit more, but I think I'm liking where this is going. Cutting this off. When I was growing up, I would do a lot of crafts. My sister used to be in Girl Scouts, or maybe it was Brownies, and she's older than me, so I was too little, but my mom was like the scout leader, so whenever they would have little things, I would just tag along because my mom's like, well, I can't leave you at home, and I gotta go run this little Girl Scout meeting for your sister, so she would just bring me, and I feel like a lot of their little Girl Scout things were just like making crafts and making cute little thingies, so I feel like I was kind of brought up to do these types of crafts and just work with my hands. And then I've always kind of liked woodworking. I never did it because I think when my brother started doing it, he was just older. So my dad was like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to use all these tools. But then, I don't know, it was always really cool. My brother would literally, in high school, after school, would be in the back, like, woodworking and making keyblades and stuff. And it was always so sick. I always wanted to do stuff like that. We did a little bit of it in school growing up, but, like, nothing real. Like, we made a pot holder out of wood in the shape of toast. I don't know why we were all required to make it look like toast, but we were all required to make it look like toast. And that was fun. That was like my first time actually using tools, I think. This is about it. But I really liked doing that stuff. A couple years ago, I was working on a little woodworking project, but since I moved out of my family house and I started moving into apartments, there's just no space to really, like, you know, space to make anything out of wood. At least I can make stuff out of wood at my parents' house, but in like the backyard, but I couldn't do it in an apartment, so I didn't fully finish that woodworking project, but it was really sick. It was like a unique type of what's it? It was wall art. It was wood wall art. Kind of like a geometric wood wall art, and I really liked it. But I just don't have the time to go to my parents' house and like woodwork all day. And that thing would take weeks to finish, but it was pretty cool. I'll probably finish it one day in the future. Whenever I finish it, I guess I'll post it. But yeah, I've always wanted to do that stuff. I hope one day when I have like a home, if I have a home, I'm gonna be able to like actually pick up on some of those more like time immersive and intensive crafts, because that shit is like artistry. And maybe I'm biased because I like doing stuff like this, but I think it's crazy that we don't have people in America, at least. Other countries, I don't know anything about, but like a lot of craftsmanship has just fully been lost to the modern age, and it's really sad. Like looking at all the beautiful architecture in Europe or once upon a time even in New York City, and now it's all kind of got. Oh, maybe I should start putting this here. Oh. Okay, for the specific order I won't, but in the future I'm gonna put that there. 'Cause I think that looks better. This is fun. I'm learning things. But yeah, I feel like so many traditional forms of art and craftsmanship, they've just been lost to like the advancement of technology. And I don't get me wrong, I love technology. It helps me. We all use it every day, but it's also like, damn, whatever happened to the beautiful architecture and like these ancient cities, and now we just trade it off for like monotone buildings that make us kind of sad. It's like if I have to go to work in a sad looking building every day, I'm just gonna be sad. That's just how it works. Or like beautiful fountains, they're all over Europe, things like that. Even light posts, just modern like things that just exist in cities that make it a beautiful place to live, and just over time those things have been disappearing. It's so sad. Like I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just happens with time. Technology advances, we learn how to do things faster, so then we stop doing the things that take ages to make but are truly beautiful. And sometimes, it's worth it to put the time and effort into something. Because otherwise, what are you living for? What are you doing if you're not creating something you're proud of and that contributes to the quality of your life? Maybe that's why I do stuff like this. I like to create things. If you don't create, then what are you doing? You're just kind of there. I guess you're just kind of vibing and chilling, but I don't know. I want to create and leave things here. That's a whole conversation. But let's see. Putting this here. Okay, so this one's gonna go right in here. Yeah, I'm gonna change this up next time I do it. I like the shaping is a little odd. It works, but it's a little odd. Okay, pulling this out, rolling it in, and making this work with the one next to it. I could even go like that a little bit, just to give it some more space. Okay, more space is better. It needs to have space so it looks good. There we go. And just popping at me. There we go. Much better. Okay, so first flower is done. Now I'm going to put on the coils for the bottom one. And the bottom one is so much easier because it's just, there's more space to put it. It's not as like congested, which is nice. So this one will go faster. And then I stick on the Merry Christmas. Okay, so let's get moving on this one. I think for next week, I might do an art stream on Monday if I have time, and for that one, I might start doing some snowflakes and other ornament-related things that you can hang on any tree or even just hang around your house if you want like snowflakes and things like that. And those will be easier if anyone wants to follow along. Those will be very easy to follow along. And you can literally, you can pick whatever color you want. I'm probably just going to do it in white or like a light blue. If you wanted to even like grab copy paper, cut strips, and use a toothpick, it's very like accessible items. You don't even need to have things to start doing this craft, which is why I got into it, honestly. It was just really easy to get into. I make pretty things. A lot of pretty things for the holidays. Alright, so let's see how this one's gonna look if I put this here. Okay, I needed to do the green one first, and this one is way too long. Okay. I was watching some free run yesterday, and I got to the point where you like get to see how OP she is. That's it was sick when she was fighting. What was it? Aurora? Aurora, whatever her name was, the balancing demon, and she was fighting her. That was so like badass at the end where she's like, "You're not gonna defeat me. I am a demon who has been honing my magic, honing my magic for 500 years," and then she's just suppressing her magic her whole life. That's wild. And then she releases it and it explodes. That shit was sick. Oh my goodness, I want to watch more. I'm probably gonna watch more tonight. Because I think there's 2 seasons. I gotta watch that. I'm debating catching up on One Piece or not because I know the second I start watching One Piece, one, I'm not gonna be able to stop, but two, I'm gonna get really sad when there's no more episodes to watch. And I'm down to read manga, but I don't like reading One Piece because I love the voice actors so much. Like, it's so good. The voices, the sound effects, everything. Japanese, of course. Can't watch that. Cannot watch that in English. I hate the English voice actors. My brother was telling me a lot about how, the English voice actor scene is, like, monopolized by the same voice actors, and that's why the English voice actors suck. But I cannot watch that in English. But I love watching in Japanese, which is why I don't really read One Piece. Other than that, I mean, sometimes like I'll be tempted to like just catch up because I'll watch all the anime and then I need to know what's left, but I try not to do that with One Piece because I just rather watch it. Okay, this one is way too long. This strip I knew was gonna be too long. It's still too long. The coil needs to be smaller in the center. So let me fix that. So yeah, I'm gonna watch the rest of Freerun coming up soon. And then, to watch or to not watch One Piece is really the eternal question. Whether you are already watching it or whether you are thinking about watching it. I guess the answer is to always watch it. You always have to watch it. It's so freaking good. I saw some article that said something like, people who grew up watching One Piece say that it has significantly shaped their view of the world and how, like, they interact with the world. And I was like, that's crazy. But then, like, I thought about it and I'm like, that's so real. Because I feel like anybody that watches One Piece, a part of you wants to be like Luffy. Not a hero, not a savior, technically, because he doesn't want to be a hero, but like a liberator. And I think that's honestly just a really beautiful way to put it. Like, you don't need to be a hero, but I think if you see bad things happening around you, you shouldn't just be passive about it. Which is so much easier said than done. But, he is my favorite main character. Probably in any, well, that's why it's my favorite anime, but in any anime. Oh, I do love a Gojo, but we all know what happens in that one. Maybe. We maybe all know what happens in that one, and I'm past that, even though I'm literally wearing a JJK sweatshirt right now. Okay, let me see. Now, this one is looking better. This one needs to have a tighter score. So let me do this. I think that's the shape that I want to go with. That is looking much better. Right? Yeah, I think that's looking better. Mostly better. Mostly better. Okay. When we go to Florida later this year, my dad has been getting into Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I kind of put him onto it, but he also kind of he seeked it out on his own first, which was really funny to me because my mom has watched like Naruto or like, I don't know, definitely Pokemon, or like she's watched these little shows with us growing up because, we'd be like, we want to watch this, we put it on, she just kind of sits there while she does her own thing, so she like doesn't really care. But I feel like my dad is always just like, cartoons, like animation, like I hate this shit. But he started watching, I think last Christmas, he started watching the live action for Avatar, and he really liked it. So then this year, at some point when I went down to Florida with him, he on the airplane he on the airplane he was like looking for stuff to watch, and he saw Avatar and he's like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna like continue from where I left off because I don't think he finished watching the season for the live action. I think he like almost finished it. So he's like, I'm just gonna watch where I left off. And he clicks on it and he's like, oh, this is the animation. It's not the real one. So my dad starts watching it, but he actually watches it the whole plane ride down, which is like 2.5 hour plane ride. And he ended up liking it. And I'm like, oh my god, you actually like the animation for Avatar? Okay, then we're gonna watch it. We were in Florida for like a week. I'm like, then we're gonna watch it. And every night I would like literally. So my grandmother, she's like 87. She loves to do puzzles whenever we go and visit her. So just like she sets up a big puzzle on the table, and like in the evening after dinner, we'll all just sit down and like we'll do the puzzle with her and like, you know, spend time with grandma. And every night we would sit down to do the puzzle. I would grab like the iPad I brought and just put on freaking Avatar and have him watch it. And it was so funny because my dad, who's like over 60, he just became an iPad kid. He became an iPad kid for Avatar. It's so funny because couldn't even do the puzzle. Can't multitask, can't watch the show and do the puzzle at the same time. He would just completely stop what he was doing and just lock in and watch Avatar. And I'm like, this is great. So we watched a good like season and a half over the course of a week, which is pretty good because I feel like my dad doesn't watch a crazy amount of series or shows. And oh, you're back. Hello. But yeah, I got my dad onto watching Avatar. We're gonna finish watching it this what is it? This December when the three of us or like our whole family goes down to visit my grandma. We are going to watch Avatar. He's going to love it. And I just think it's so funny because he's never wanted to watch any animations before. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good now. Okay, so it's the middle of the day, Bunny Bunny. Do you like work? Do you go to school? Or do you just chill? What's going on? What's your day looking like? My day's just looking like this right now. I'm pretty much gonna be doing this till I'm done. And that's gonna be at least another hour, I think. Almost done with one. I have to assemble the second one. Okay, that coil is looking good. Now I have to unravel this coil. I'm very excited for Thanksgiving. I get to see my family. I get to see my dog. I think that's also why I'm excited. I get to eat food, and then I'm very excited to go to Florida in December because everyone's gonna be off from work. We're all just gonna be chilling, hanging with my grandma. I think my cousin might come and he might bring his little babies, which will be cute because I have not met them yet. His little like less than 1 year old and his little 3 year old. I met the 3 year old, but I have not met his little baby. So I want to meet them and hang out in Florida where it's warmer than New York. Maybe if it's warm enough, go to the pool or something. I don't know. My grandma lives in this little old people place, little retiree place. It's really perfect for her, I think. My grandfather passed last year, but there's a really nice community there, and her neighbors, they're so sweet. So even though she's alone, she has a lot of neighbors. They'll like hang out with her, or they go to they have a little clubhouse in this little community. And the clubhouse has like a craft room, and my grandmother's an artist, so like she goes and she does paints mini store-bought ceramics in the craft room with like the other ladies because it's all like retired people, and it's so cute. I really like going there. It's such a nice place for her. Maybe a nice place for me. Maybe I'm also just that old. This one is too long. This one's also too long. Okay, so 6 too long. 5 is better. But we're gonna hang out. My dad, so I've always played racket sports growing up. My grandfather actually taught like me and my brother how to play tennis. And we played tennis all throughout like school and all. So we're like kind of racket sports peoples, and I played tennis growing up, then I played badminton, and then obviously like pickleball is like the more recent racquetball sport. So my dad used to play ping pong. And I, like last year, I think, was just like, you want to play pickleball? Like, it's another paddleball sport. It's not too, like, there's similar motions involved, technically. So, like, I got him to play pickleball, and he, like, now loves playing pickleball. Like, my dad doesn't do anything. He goes to the gym. He's got a physically demanding job. He goes to the gym, like, twice a week. Um, so he's, like, considering his age, like, he's fairly, like, he's a decent amount, he's a good amount of active for his age, considering a lot of people are not active at all when they're over 60. Um, but what was I gonna say? Anytime we ask him to do anything, he's like, "Nope, not gonna do it. Nope." Like I'll get my family to go play badminton, and my mom will go play badminton. But then we're like, "Dad, you gonna come?" He's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that shit." But he will play pickleball. So I've been getting him like to come. Oh, did I cut this too much? I hope not. That's probably fine. Been getting him to play pickleball, which is really funny, and he like really likes it. So I'm excited to go to Florida because we're gonna play pickleball, and it's gonna be a fun time. I think this one's too short. Is it too short? Is it too? I mean, I could stretch. Okay, I'll stretch this out a little bit. But yeah, it's really funny. So he always tries to beat me. And again, like I do play a couple racket sports, so I'm pretty coordinated in that area, and he keeps trying to beat me. And last time I went to Florida to visit my grandma, it was just me and my parents, and the little clubhouse that my grandma has in her community, they have two pickleball courts. So I brought paddles, and the three of us were playing, and it was literally me versus my parents. And every time my dad was trying so hard to beat me, and it was so funny because I'm like, "Are you tired yet? Like, we can go inside. Like, it's freaking Florida. It's hot." But he's like, "No, we're gonna keep going. I need to get at least like 5 points on you. Between me and Mama, we need to get 5 points on you." And it was just very funny. So I think I kind of gave him 5 points because I'm like, this is too funny. I'm not big on sport. That's fair. Also, it's like I think I was really lucky that my grandfather played tennis, and he liked to play tennis. He liked to play tennis, and he liked to play golf. So like growing up, me and my siblings, we would just like go play tennis with him. And I think we're really lucky that we were exposed to that early on because racket sports are freaking hard. Like I think different sports have different key muscle groups, and the coordination for like your wrist and for like racket sports, that's a very specific one. So if you start early on, then you kind of like you're good. You're kind of like good for your life. Like you'll have the muscle memory that will support you kind of forever, honestly. But if you try to do it older in life, it's a lot harder to build up that type of coordination. It's like same thing like when you go skiing. If you learn how to ski when you're young, then you're good. But if you try it out as like a full-on adult, you're gonna be falling on your butt so much. It's just so much harder. Or like I feel like even like soccer, like football, if you try to do it older, the coordination is just like harder to build up. So yeah, I think we're pretty lucky that we got exposed to at least that subsection of sport earlier. But as far as footwork goes, I don't got footwork. I could not play football at all. I don't like calling soccer soccer because it feels weird. I don't know. But I'm in America, so I guess I gotta call it soccer. Football. I watch some football, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't mind watching that. Mm, that's one of the only sports I kind of watch. I like playing sport instead of watching sport. I like to do instead of to watch. This one is still a little funky. Let's just unravel more. Maybe I'm spending too much time in this. Maybe I'm thinking about this too much. Here, let me just wiggle it a bunch. Okay, that kind of worked. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, perfect. That looks a lot better, actually. And this one, I can do this one last. So I'm gonna put the green one down now. Oh, okay, it's noon. And then I have to package. I still have a lot to do for the day. I'm not looking forward to cleaning the apartment. I am looking forward to making gelato though. I'm very excited to see how it goes. If I can make it good again. I don't bake all that much. I used to bake more when I was younger, I think. And some of my favorite thing, not that making ice cream is baking, but like sweets, like making sweets and things like that. Um, one of the things I do think I'm pretty good at making is cheesecake. Maybe ask my siblings. You let me know if they think I'm good at making cheesecake. But that's something I really like to make. We all like cheesecake. And I feel like that one comes out pretty good. Okay, bam! How's that look? How is that looking? I'm gonna pull it up a little bit more. Pull it up. Pull it up. Okay, put and place. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, awesome. And now I gotta get rid of the glue. But yeah, I don't know, I'm an average baker. I have made bread technically, if that counts as a skill. I know everybody got into making bread during COVID. I made biscuits, which is a type of bread. We're okay counting it. So that's the only bread I've ever made. Yeah, I'm alright at making cookies. Usually during Christmas time, I'll make like butter cookies and we'll decorate them. Something like that. Either with my friends or at home. Those things are addictive. My mom's got a nice little butter recipe. Butter cookie recipe. What else do I make? Oh, most years growing up, I would just get like one of those pre-made box brownies and just make box brownies. You know, it's literally oil, water, and eggs. And every year, my aunt and uncle would come over, and my aunt loves chocolate. And my uncle also really likes chocolate, and they'd eat the brownies or they'd eat the box pre-made cake or whatever, and they'd be like, "You made this? This is amazing!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's box cake. It's pretty good." And it's so funny because my sister would be out here and she would be like making handmade fudge, making like I don't think she ever made creme brulee, but like she'd be making like handmade desserts and like that were much more complicated and took much more time and effort than like making a box cake. And but every year my aunt and uncle would be like, "This box cake, like this cake is amazing." And then it's just so funny because I'd spend like 30 minutes doing it. My sister would spend like hours making fresh fudge or brittle, and it's so freaking funny. Oh my god. My aunt's wild. My little aunt, she's like she's getting old now. She's a little sad, but she is so funny. She likes to gossip. My little auntie, she is this little lady. She's got to be at maybe 5 feet tall. She's not a tall lady. She's shrinking, that's for sure. And she loves to gossip. It is so funny. I've actually worked with her before. Our mom is an accountant, and my aunt's retired, but she was getting bored, so she was like, "Can I come like help you out at your office? Like, you can pay me whatever. I don't really care. I just want to do stuff." And I was also working at my mom's accounting office at the time, so we were working together. And it's so funny because she likes to gossip. She would be gossiping about like the other ladies in the office, and I'm like, "You're like a 65." She's older now, but like she was like a 65-plus-year-old lady, super social, love her, and she's just like gossiping about the other people in the office and the other ladies. And she's like, "Oh, that lady right there, she never answers the phone right. She doesn't do her job right." And I'm like, "Why are you causing this office drama?" But I'm like, I guess that's what you do when you're retired. You need something to do. So she's so funny. But she also like, ooh, she likes to stir the pot. Sometimes she'll be like causing drama in our family. Not really, because like I think we all know she likes to do it. But she's so freaking funny. Holy shit, she's crazy. She's that crazy old lady aunt that you have, but you love. She's definitely the favorite aunt. I only have two aunts. She's by far my favorite. She like kind of raised us in a way. Like she would watch me and my siblings over the summer a lot while like our parents were at work, and we would just go to my aunt's house for like a week. like a couple weeks over the summer for like a week at the time of a time, and we'd hang out with her and our cousins, and she would kind of raise us. I love her so much. She would also like she like taught me how to read a clock, like how to tie my shoes. She was gonna teach me how to ride a bike, but then my mom got upset. She's like, "No, I want to teach her how to ride a bike." Things like that. But she was like really just like a second mom for all of us, and it was so cute. I actually growing like being older now, I really appreciate what she did for us growing up because when we were growing up with her over the summer, what she would do is when we were like little and like in elementary school especially, she would have these binders for each of us. And she'd be like, "You're not allowed to go play, and you can play and do whatever you want, but you need to finish the work in your binder first." And it was like elementary school work. So it was like simple math problems, like knowing how to read a clock, doing spelling, like very simple things, but she would make all of us do like an hour or two of work every day over the summer. Ooh, this is looking really nice. Very excited for this now. Very excited. But yeah, she would make us do like an hour or two of work every day over the summer when she was watching us. Um, to make sure that, you don't get that like summer, what is it? Summer slow? Summer fatigue? Slippery slope? I don't know. It's that thing when kids over the summer, they forget everything because America, unlike some other countries, we just have a whole summer vacation. So you do nothing for like 2.5 months, and then you forget like 40% of what you learned during the school year because our education system is kind of stupid. So she would, oh, why is this not sticking? Oh wait, that's supposed to happen. Just kidding. She would have us do work, and honestly, just I had fun doing it. I was like a little nerd. I liked doing work and doing homework over the summer because I'm lame, I guess, but I liked doing it, so it was like fun. And then, oh, this is why I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker because every time we would finish doing work, she would check it over, or sometimes since I was younger, she would have like my siblings or my older cousins check over our work, and then to make sure it's correct. And then, if we got everything right, she would give us one of those cute little gold stars and she would stick it on our paper. And God, I was such a sucker for those little stars. They're so cute. And then I think if I'd write my answers down, and if I part of like, especially when I was younger, part of what she would be like teaching me is like how to do spellings and how to just write well when you're really young so it looks nice. So if I wrote things really well, she'd give me extra stars, and God, I was such a sucker for that shit. Ugh. I love a gold little cute star. Here there is 2 months during the year child doesn't have classes. Yeah, so it's really hard. Having a 2 month summer break is lit. It is amazing. But it's also bad because then you just fuck around for 2 months and from an educational standpoint, it's not that great because you don't remember a lot of the stuff you learn. I know in other countries, they don't do that. Like in Singapore, their breaks are very different. I think they get a 1 month break around Christmas time, I think. And then they get a 1 month break over the summer. Not that it matters because Singapore is so hot, but like different countries, especially in Asia, they format it differently. That way you have time to take a break, but you still can retain the information you learned. And I do think I'm really big on education. And I think that's a way better model than what we got going on over here. Here is July and January. Here's 2 months during the year. Oh, okay, so you guys have it split too then. See, that's so much better. It makes more sense to split your vacation up. Otherwise, the kids, they just won't remember anything. Okay, does this look correct? I think this looks correct. Nope, I'm gonna put it a little bit lower. And then I'm gonna stick the sticker. And once I stick the sticker, then this card will be done. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Yay! Yay! I actually have a tool for this to stick the sticker down, but I'm just gonna use mine now because I'm way too lazy to go get the tool. But it's okay. But yeah, I'm a huge like supporter of proper education. I've worked in education for quite a while. I'm technically still working in education, but children's education specifically, like I really like that field. But I also like doing crafts, so here I am doing crafts and not doing work. Not using a tool, unfollow one sub. No, I probably shouldn't use my nail. I don't think it's good for my nail, but fuck it. I don't want to go. It's literally like 3 feet away from me, but I don't feel like getting up. And then the desk is gonna shake because I don't know, my desk kind of splits. But you do with what you have. This is not coming off. Let's try something else. Try this little cookie thing. I feel like a dentist whenever I use this tool. Dentist, like, plucking teeth or whatever. Come off. Okay, it came off a little bit. I broke this tool. It's supposed to be sharper, but I dropped it and it completely broke. But it's okay. Okay. Now, let's see how it looks. Let's see if it stayed. That's the most important part. Okay. Please don't rip the card too much. I hear it ripping. But it's not noticeable. It's just because it's one of these brown cards. They kind of like, I don't know. They kind of fray a little bit, but they don't fray, but yay! Okay, card number 1. Done. Looking good. I'm very happy about how this came out. So now I have 4 cards. There's 2 other in the other room, but I have 4 cards and I need to do one last one. I have all the pieces, so now I'm just going to assemble it again. So assembling round 2. Wait, is this crooked? Nah, it's not really crooked. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty solid. It's not too bad. Okay, let me get rid of all the junk I have in front of me. I have too many scraps. No, don't stick to the sticker. Okay. No, everything's sticking to the stickers. But I can use this. Get rid of all this junk. Nice. Okay. Cool. So, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, I'm a huge supporter of good education. I worked at a math tutoring center for like 3 years, I think. And I started off as a tutor there. It was literally a part-time job I had. And I had that during COVID. And I don't know, I'm not a math expert, but I'm not shit at math. I was always pretty good at math. So I was a math tutor and I was tutoring K to 12 and some college kids as necessary. There was a time I wanted to be a math teacher. Yeah, honestly, sometimes even now I still think about being a teacher. It's just really rewarding. It feels good. I feel like there's a lot of jobs that you can have and you can make money at, but it doesn't feel rewarding. Or it doesn't fulfill you, or it doesn't complete whatever requirement it needs to for you to be able to do it every day and not like hate your life. I feel like teaching is one of those for me, but I'm gonna be for real. I don't know if I could do that teaching schedule. Like, I just can't wake up. I suck at waking up. I would be late to school all the fucking time because I just can't wake up. So I don't know if I could be a teacher, mostly for that reason. Also because teachers, not to be like, I need $1 million, but like teachers don't get enough appreciation and they don't get paid enough, honestly. And it kind of is, it's absolutely absurd that they do not get paid more straight off the bat. I think like in New York State, so it totally depends on where you teach. I have a cousin who's a teacher. I have another close friend who's a teacher, and then I have another close friend who's working on being a teacher. And I think after being a few years in, she probably makes like 60 or 70K. But like when you're starting, depending on where you start, you can make like 30, 35K. And if you live in New York, or if you even live in New York City, that's really like you're living paycheck to paycheck. And that's absurd for such an important, like such a socially and society, it's just like societal important role. You're literally like raising the future of America. And it's absurd that teachers don't get paid more. Like, I do think in a lot of districts around where I grew up, the starting was like at least like 60K, which, or no, probably like 50K, which is like, it's not the worst. I think engineering starting salaries are usually like 65, 70, and that for New York is a good starting salary to start off on. And like you can live off of that. But yeah, there's just, it sucks because it's all mostly government funded by local taxes, and not enough money to give them, which is not fair. It really isn't. There needs to be more love and appreciation for teachers, and the best way we could do that is just to pay them more, right? If you feel appreciated at work, you're gonna do better at work. It's proven time and time again, so. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I'm not at my old job, because my old job was duty. Okay, so let's see. How is this? Getting mildly faster at this, I hope. That's the goal. So I can do stuff better, faster. Yeah. Which way is this one? This one goes this way. Okay. What? Wait a second. Oh no, that is the right amount. Okay, I'm not missing any pieces. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Open this up. So yeah, I was a math tutor for a while. I really love that place. I love the kids so much. I started off as the math tutor, then I became like the associate director, and then I became the director of that little place, which was kind of cool, honestly. Gave me a lot of leadership skills, and I just loved. Oh, this one, time for this one to pop up too. I need to double glue it. I loved working with the students. They were so cute. It was literally anywhere from like 4-year-olds. I have taught from 4-year-olds to 62-year-olds. That guy was so nice. So this old 62-year-old dude came in once and he's like, I really want to be a, was it an actuary? I don't remember what he wanted. He wanted to be something related to law, I think, but he had to pass a math exam, and he has dyscalculia, however you say it, dyscalculia. He's Dracula. He had that, and he's just always had a problem with math. And he even told me, he's disclosed to me, he's like, yeah, I'm 62, but when I was in high school and I was like trying to pass all these math exams, like I literally couldn't pass them. I'd be getting like 50s and 40s and 60s every single time. But I was really fortunate because he was such a nice dude. He was like, my math teachers were really nice, so they would like, I would go to the extra hours, and they saw I was really putting math in, but they kind of knew I just had like some type of inability for math, so they ended up passing me even though I didn't deserve to pass. He was like the grades were really bad, but they passed me because they knew I was trying. So like this poor man, he was 62 years old, he was so sweet, and he came in and I was giving him private lessons and really just teaching him like basic stuff, like multiple. I was literally teaching him his times tables, and he was 62, but he couldn't retain math. And for him, it was more of like he couldn't almost comprehend it. It was that he had to memorize. Most people just memorize the times table, but he couldn't process it. I think he couldn't understand that like 8 times 3 means you add 8 3 times. I think he couldn't retain and process that information. But yeah, I have literally taught from 4-year-olds to 65-year-olds. That dude was so sweet. And when you teach little kids, they're just so cute. When they're in elementary school, they're really nice. When they get to middle school, they get so naughty and so sassy. It's ridiculous. And then when they get to high school, it's really a hit or miss. They're either back to being nice, or they're really cocky and they don't give a fuck. No in between. No in between for them. Yeah, that's how kids are. And I guess I'm lucky because a little bit after COVID, I stopped teaching there. I actually moved to a different job. But when I was pre-COVID, wait, no. Let me think. When was I teaching? I started before COVID, and then I taught throughout COVID, and I actually taught after COVID too for a bit. And the kids were like generally good the whole time, I would say. I think they were going through it like everybody was, because it's hard to learn in COVID. It's hard when you're a kid to be put on a computer and to just be told you're gonna stay on, you're gonna stay logged on, and you're gonna learn. Like no kid's got the attention span for that. Even college students, like doing that in college and self-teaching is hard. So they were having a rough time, so we got more kids coming into tutoring, which I guess was good for the business. but also just like the attention span diminished so much. And to be a teacher now, after the whole COVID sprint, after the online learning, after kids having a literal gap in their education, is so freaking rough. I talked to, again, I have like what's going on with this one? Hold on. Okay, that's fine. My cousin is a math teacher. Shout out math. And then I have another close friend who is a music teacher, and my cousin is really she can be like that strict, nasty kind of math teacher. She's really good at curbing kids. She's really good at that. She's got like she doesn't really have an RBF, but like she's got that strict face. She's that math teacher you don't want to fuck around with, basically. So she's really good at curbing kids, and I think she teaches middle and some high school, which is good because middle school, they're the rowdiest ones. And then my friend who teaches music, she's like, oh my god, these kids, they're like next level because of social media, because of COVID, because of everything. She's like, they just have no respect for anyone at all. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, this is also kind of harder because not to be like kids don't take music seriously, but music is, like the fun part of the school day where you kind of get to express yourself. You get to do whatever a little bit. A little bit. It's not like a math class or a history class where you have to sit there and be quiet. You actually get to do something, right? So she has it bad. She's like, these kids, they're like off the wall. They have no respect for anyone. They really just don't care. Like, I can even send them to the principal office and they're just like, sure, I'll go hang out with George. I'm like, you're calling the principal George? Like, what the fuck? So kids these days, they really are just kind of off the wall, which is maybe why I'm happy I'm not a teacher. Like, in hindsight, maybe I'm happy I'm not a teacher, because if I had to deal with kids that would straight up, like, if kids straight up dissed me in class, I would not be able to do anything about it, like, at all. My face would fucking turn red. My face turns red very easily. One, if I lie, or two, if I'm embarrassed. So if these fucking 12-year-olds, these 13-year-olds were coming up to me and dissing Miss Momo, like, I'd be done. I'd be fucking done. Like, could not show my face in that classroom the next day. I'd just be utterly destroyed. So, yeah, maybe it's a good thing I'm not a teacher. Don't think I could handle that type of ego destroyal. No. I'd be in the teacher break lounge just crying. TBH. And I need my other teacher friends to console me. I'd just be way too sad. Way too sad. But I do like education. I do like that world. It just feels better. I was in between doing teaching and doing marine science, actually, and I'm really sad I didn't do marine science, because every now and then I'll hop on LinkedIn for funsies and I will see a post from like a colleague. Ugh, colleague makes me sound so old, but like an old like classmate, and they are doing marine shit, and I'm like, fuck, I really wish that I did that. What's your uni? My uni was Stony Brook. So I went to school on Long Island. And Stony Brook actually has a very good marine science program. And I did marine science undergrad. I was going, I don't know. My school was also kind of weird. You can do obviously dual majors, but they wouldn't let you double major in marine science and biology, which is what I ended up doing, because a lot of the core classes were way too similar, and they're like, you can't get two majors for the price of one, which sucked. Would you not place the class and stuff? Wait, what? The class and stuff? What is your uni? Not place the class and stuff? Like the classes I took for marine science, you mean? Or like where the class was? My marine classes were sick. They were like literally on a marine campus. So like we had a main campus, and then you drove like an hour out. The school would actually shuttle you out there, and they also had a marine campus, which was literally like on the water, which was fucking sick. You could also dorm there if you were a full-time major, but I wasn't, so I didn't end up dorming there, which honestly I should have, because I heard it's so sick to dorm there. Only saying it's sick because there's it's a small community there. The only people on the marine campus are obviously marine majors. So like you make friends really easily. You're all in the same classes. You eat at the same place. You live in the same place. It's really cool. And I kind of regret not doing that. That would have been fun to meet fish peoples and have fish friends. Um, yeah. Like what uni? Computer science? Oh, so I ended up doing biology. So I was a biology major and I was a marine science minor. How am I doing this? Hold on, I gotta think for a second. This is so fragile. So this goes like this, and this goes like this? Question mark? I should know how to do this. I do this a lot. Okay, this. Let me just look at the angles and make sure it's parallel. This angle's good, and this one's good. Oh, maybe I'll shift it over just a little bit. Yes, I think that's good. Whatever, fuck it. Stick. Okay, stuck. Ouch. Ouch, yeah. Bio. You know what? I went to school. My dumbass thought I was gonna be. I initially majored as. My initial major was physics. I was like, I'm gonna be an astrophysicist. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take all these physics classes, take all these math classes, and then I'm gonna graduate, and then I'm gonna go into a master's for astrophysics because my school had a master's for astrophysics, and boy was I wrong. Oh, who is right? Boy was I wrong. I could not. I couldn't do it. Could not do it at all. Yeah, that was too. It was too hard. Too hard for me. Brain does not compute. I couldn't get past Calc 2. Like I passed, of course, but like I was not confidently passing, and you have to apply Calc 2 to a lot of physics and just fucking integrals and shit. That forever fucked me up. My professors kind of sucked, but also I kind of sucked, I guess, because I didn't understand it. But all of my professors were extremely foreign. They had very heavy accents. They weren't teachers, you know, they were scholars. So I had no idea what was going on. I would go to office hours and it would helped moderately, but not really. And then there's this weird kid who would sit in front of me, and then he like kept trying to ask me to get lunch together, and he was helping me. So at first he was helping me. He would like turn around and be like, "Oh, you don't understand it? Let me explain to you." And then I'd be like, "Oh, cool, lit, thank you." And then we lived in the same similar area on campus, and then he'd be like, "You want to get lunch?" And I'm like, I gotta get lunch with somebody else, actually. I can't get lunch with you." And then but he'd keep asking, and then eventually I ended up switching out of that class. Thank God, because he would have just kept asking me to get lunch with him, and I'm like, I no, I just no. Um, but those are the only people that are good at math. Those types of guys, and I was very bad at math. That's a lie. I have friends that are also really good at math that are not those types of people. But yeah, yeah. Attention, I did not want, and I ended up switching out of that class anyway. Thank God. I had to do a replacement exam because I placed really high on the math entrance exam and then found out that I'm dumb. So I had to get switched to a lower level class, which was honestly better for me anyway. Um, I'm not good at math, but I would like to learn. Do you really want to learn math? I don't even know what one does with math in the adult world at this point, unless you want to learn about compounding interest. But it's also like you could use software to answer your questions. I mean, it's knowing math is a valuable skill, but I don't apply math in my everyday. And I don't know if you do, but most professions don't, unless you're doing like engineering or something. What are you doing? What do you want to? What do you want math skills for? Oh, why does math too? I'm not a fan of that. It's time to stick it again. I need to put a base down, or maybe I'll use hot glue next time. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. I make games and I use a bit. Oh. You make games? That's sick. What kind of games do you? What? Do you make video games? Vectors I use a lot. Wait, do you mean like like video games and game physics? Like games can mean a lot of things. I'm very curious what type of games you're making. That is so sick. Okay, let me focus. Focusing. Okay, this is good. This is good. Now I clean it up a little bit. Wait, tell me more. I want to know what kind of games you make. But math is good. They provide a good set of tools. I can totally see that. I mean, when you're good at math, you have a specific way of like problem solving and thinking, right? I feel like my siblings are kind of good at math. I mean, they're always fine at math. I guess they gotta be good at math. They did like architecture and shit. Computer and mobile. Okay, gotcha. Oh, I can see how it could help you. Like if you really want to level up game making, then like getting deeper into math or and everything like that would help a lot. Ah. Wait, so what kind of math would you even need for your type of work then? For games and mobile? Is there game physics in mobile apps? I mean, I know my brother was telling me a lot about Apex and how okay, there is. Okay, gotcha. All right. Ah, I see. I've always wondered like how much physics are in games. And I kind of assumed that all games did have a lot of game physics. And then he told me that not a lot of games do. Or previously not a lot of games did, but now they're getting better at it. Like things like how he said Apex is so hard because of the shooting and game physics in it and how it is like based off of real time. It's not just like you shoot it and it hits the crosshair. Let me get a video. I love procedural animation and is basically using math to. Is that how animation's made? I've always wondered because I am only familiar with like very old school animation styles, like, you know, Ghibli, where they literally have to paint frame or draw frame by frame. But I've always wondered about how digital animation, how they like speed that process up. So it's using math to make. Oh, okay. So is it like using math to anticipate where the animation goes and like how it pivots? Procedural is just one way of doing animation. I see. Oh, that is so interesting. I feel like one day I will get minorly, subtly interested or into um animation. Can you put the link here? I have no idea. I'm gonna be real. I have no clue. You can definitely put it in the Discord. That I know. And then, can I copy this? I can't copy it. Okay, cool. Let me see. What the heck? Yes, I could copy and paste it. Wait, can I get what? I think I did. Let me try again. YouTube. Okay, what is that? You can put it on stream for me also to see how. Okay, if I can figure out how to put it on stream for you, I will. Actually, I don't think I could. Can I put it on stream? Interpolated curve. Depending on the shape of this curve, we can curve. How to put thing on stream? New source? Browser. Window capture. Window capture or I think I usually use oh. Okay. Do I just put this link in here? Is that what I did? Like that? Oh, it's doing something. Ooh, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, it's doing something. I'm doing something. Doing something. Yeah. But I don't have an ad on mine, which is the weird part. What the hecky? I'm like watching the video on my laptop, but it's also playing here. No audio, browser input is not the best. I I gotta go to my sound settings and I don't think I'm advanced enough to do this. I'm so sorry. Use window capture. If I use window capture, everything on my windows, I got a bunch of shit open right now. What the heck? What is this? Wow, you had a complex job. Wait, this is not the same thing, I think. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna X this out. I'm gonna look at this later when I can use audio properly. How do I remove? Remove. It captures only the window you select, but I didn't. Oh. Video window capture. I thought I was doing. No. YouTube. Okay. Window select. Is it this one? Oh. I think it's this one. Okay. Now what? Can you hear things now? And I go like this. Go control. Nope. Go alt. Minimize. Can you hear this? I can hear this a little bit. Okay, time to learn. Time to learn and do crafts. Did you enable the audio from the window to be captured? It's an option. Did I enable the audio from the window to be capture method automatic? Let me see. I'm using a different thingy. Media. Google Chrome. Can you hear now? I can hear. Okay. Yay! Wow, I did something. Cool. Holy shit. Oh my god, you want to learn this math? So you want to learn derivatives? Whoa. Oh my god, this is taking me back to school. I also want to learn. What's PID? What's PID? Oh my god, this is like when I would watch Khan Academy videos because I didn't know what was going on. Holy shit. We're taking me back to like Chegg when I'm looking at answers and trying to understand what's going on. Wait, but what's PID? PID. I'm hungry. Let's see what else. Control theory thing. How you react to stuff. Let me go wiki. Hold on. Okay. So if you are a game designer, you are a software engineer, but you want to learn these other components so you can go farther, is that what it is? You want to learn the math and other components? Oh my. Is that how that works? A proportional integral derivative controller, PID controller, or three-term controller is a feedback-based control loop mechanism commonly used to manage machines and processes that require continuous control and automatic adjustment. And that you said is a part of animation? A feedback-based control loop mechanism commonly used to manage machines' processes. Oh. Is it like agentic? Proportional. Okay, no. Okay, it's proportional. So like it understands as something moves, other components of the body move proportionally. So that's control. It's a controller. I see. Okay. I guess I kind of imagined it would be something like that that lets you animate, but I've never really known what it is. Oh. So this is what you want to learn so you can animate better? Is that it for game design? Do you need to know math for PID? For PID. Wonder where else the math helps. Okay, there we go. But also, what's stopping you from learning this stuff? I mean, whoa, what is this? Whoa. It's typically used in industrial control system and various other applications where constant control through modulation is necessary without human. Yeah, okay. The PID controller automatically compares the desired target values, set points, yeah, with the actual value of the system process. The difference between these two values is called the error. Yeah, okay, gotcha. My dumb head is stopping. Okay, I see what you mean. It kind of like infers and it uses a certain margin of error to know where items should or shouldn't move. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I see it. That's pretty sick. I could not imagine programming something like that. That's when my dumb head would stop, that's for sure. I have tried to do coding and programming before. I don't think it's for me. Or I guess also part of it is you just have to like keep doing it, and I definitely didn't keep doing it. In my old job, I got like free classes, so I was able to learn. What did I try learning? I tried learning Python because it was for free, and I get if I did Python like every day, I think I'd be able to do it. But it's also just like I don't have anything to do it for. If you want to help learn coding, I can help you. Aw, thank you. I don't think I have anything to do it for, but my brother actually has a goal. He wants to learn HTML. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not in a place where I have the bandwidth to learn HTML right now. I know it is one of like the easier languages to learn, but I would want to learn it probably in like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months because I will eventually want to make my own website. And if I make my own website, I will likely use something like a Shopify or a Squarespace or whatever, one of those pre-made website builders. And then if I know HTML or CSS, then I could really just customize it. So I think maybe in the future, I may ask for advice in the future. I know brother's trying to do that soon. I saw his to-do list. I made him write a to-do list, and it's on his to-do list. I rate both of my siblings write a to-do list, because otherwise they won't to-do anything. That was a bad joke, but I chuckle. I am sometimes the most. I feel like I'm the sibling manager, the sibling corraller. That's what I am. I think that my sister has really, really good ideas, but she doesn't always execute her ideas. Well, or never executes her ideas. I think my brother can execute ideas, but I think they both need somebody like on their ass to do stuff. So I made them both write to-do lists. And my brother was really good about it. He wrote down a bunch of shit and a bunch of his goals and things he wants to do. And then my sister, she wrote down like 3 things. And then that was it. And then she started watching videos. And I'm like, why? Why do you do this to me? I don't know. Trying to get stuff done is hard. But I'm happy my brother's using his to-do list, mostly, kind of. He's using it more than my sister, which is good. Coding is not hard. What is hard is to grab the idea that you need to taught everything to a PC. Just a toddler really good at math. Yeah. It's the communication part. It's the syntax. I don't understand I don't understand the rules and I guess logic for how to communicate with it. Maybe that's it. But again, I think it's really just I took that Python class and I did Python once a week for quote unquote 3 hours each time, and then I wouldn't do anything in the in between. And the class was so stupid. You're not graded on anything. You don't need to submit anything. You just take the class and you get like a little certification, and that doesn't if I'm not forced to like submit something, I will not be in a place where I'm forced to learn. So I didn't learn anything. I just kind of sat and watched people code, and that was really it. Okay, let me put this down. Locking in. Or locking this piece in. There we go. Okay. I think that's pretty good. That flows pretty well. Okay. Not gonna lie, I feel Python is not the best language to learn at the beginning. Look at the video. Oh my god. So this is everything you're trying to learn. This is pretty deep. This is very deep. But this is how to actually make the system, right? And program. Is this for PID? Is this for PID? Giving person. I wonder if this is for PID or not. Okay, next piece. This piece. Yeah, I think Python also is not the best language to learn. I think they say HTML or CSS is a lot easier. Also SQL. I've tried SQL. Not too hot at SQL either. I work with data. I can't work with numbers.
We won't get into it here, but suffice to say that both of these eigenvalues, z1 and z2, which are computed by finding the two solutions to this equation, must have a magnitude less than 1 for the system.
When was like the last time you did intense math like this? Try C, plain C, don't need to learn much, into just the basic commands. So what is C used for? I think that's also something I'm not fully up to date on, what languages are used for what. So I know that HTML and CSS can be used for programming websites, as in like doing some of the interface, doing some of the coding, and putting in specific fonts, like simple stuff like that. That's what I think. I think JavaScript is for more front end, back end, more holistic website development. I know SQL is data, Python is data science, but Python you can use for pretty much anything if you want to go that far. So what is C? Because there's also C sharp, C sharp, C plus, C plus plus. Like there's so many languages. I don't even know what I would start on, I guess. I wonder why my brother wants to learn HTML. What he's planning to do with it. Time to ask him. Today's Friday? Today's Friday. Operating systems, so low level stuff. Okay. Well, operating systems. So I'm not a programmer at all. I am, if you haven't figured it out, I am very tech illiterate, unfortunately, which is why my brother needs to come over and explain things to me a million times. And you also need to explain to me how to capture a window. So operating systems, can you explain that to me like I'm a baby? What mean? How would I maybe use this in a context? Like, I truly I didn't take computer classes growing up. Like, okay, Windows, Linux, MacOS, operating system. So C is used to create operating systems? But why would I ever create an operating system? Is that what we're talking about right now? Windows, Linux, Mac OS, not MacOS. Sorry, Mac OS, not MacOS. Macaronis. Not that. This is how inept I am in this sector of the world. I don't know these things. Oh,
many
this is
days,
too
I've
long.
spent long enough working on this video instead of my game, so hopefully this has been an approachable but substantial introduction to
Let's
some
see if
interesting concepts.
this is
We're making a
better.
presentation of some applications of mathematics in an unusual but
This could be a
interesting
little better.
context.
Or a little worse.
As always,
Oh,
thanks for watching.
oh, this looks nice. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I keep it like that. Whoa. It's not to create the syntax is very basic and it's just for you to learn how to use the basic stuff that every coding language has. I thought every coding language has different syntax though. Like definitely from the only two I've dabbled in are Python and SQL and those two are definitely operate way differently. So what? What would Oh, okay, we're done. Different syntax, but same idea. I think also like the logic flow, I'm gonna, if I X this out, will this go away? Remove. Remove, yes. Remove math. Remove math. Too much math. Too much math. I can only do high school math at this point in my life, that's for damn sure. Wait, I was asking you a question. The logic normally is the same, the concept is the same. Okay, I think that's also a thing that so, because coding is also, it's literally computer language, understanding the flow and syntax of computer language is confusing to me. Um, like, even with SQL, and SQL is supposed to be an easier one to learn because, like, the things you are calling for as you're searching through databases, they're titled by different columns. So basically, you write the column name, you write find, you write to, you write star, whatever it is. But even that, like, granted, again, I was not doing it every day, but even that was kind of. I kept getting the flow of the order wrong for the syntax. So I would never be able to recall data properly. I don't recommend SQL to start, not at all. I just did it because it was a free course, so I was like, maybe I'll need data one day. What a joke. What a joke. Well, like this time, what are we in? We're in December. So I will say, like this time last year, I was kind of like, I'm gonna be a product manager one day. I'm gonna work at a tech company and do stuff and make big strategy decisions for companies and shit like that. And that's what I wanted to do because like I was working in business relatively somewhat, and I feel like I was good at it. I don't know, like I do good work. I do good work when I at work. But could not pick up on SQL. That wasn't for me. And they say like as a product manager, it's really good to have like data analytics skills. So like that's why I took the program so I could start learning it. Not that I learned anything. Oh, this is way too long. Not that I learned anything at all. So that was booty duty. Oh wait, let me turn on this. There we go. Now we have some sounds. Sounds are nice. Okay, where am I at? I am coming down the home stretch. Woo! And then I will be able to make gelato. Very excited. I hope it comes out good. There's this one recipe I really like, and it's no machine required, no nothing. Just mix the stuff, freeze the stuff. Mix the stuff, freeze the stuff. And then I will eat, because I have not eaten yet. And I should probably eat something. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get water. I'm thirsty. Okay, that's better. Much, much, much better. Alright. Continuing forward. This needs to be rolled tighter? This needs to be rolled tighter for this specific spot. Okay. Nope, I rolled it and then I unrolled it. So that was dumb. That was dumb. Okay. How long? So I guess you went to school for coding. How long do you think it would actually take to learn Well, you said C, to learn C. I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to learn stuff. Or if I have time to learn stuff. But I guess if you want to do stuff, you need to always make time. Whatever it may be. Make time for things that are important. Okay, how does this look? This is important. That's why I'm making time to do it. This looks... not too... Not too hot. Not too hot. Now this needs to be trimmed. Okay, cutting this down. And cutting this down. This one's also way too long. It is chilly today. I don't know how chilly, but I know it's chilly. 50, okay, 50 is actually not the worst, but it was raining at some point, and in the apartment I live, so I have an AC unit in the window, and somebody else also has a unit above me, and whenever it rains, the water just drips down onto my AC unit and is really loud, and I could not sleep well today at all. And that's why I also woke up late. I did not want to wake up today. Not when my sleep is disturbed. I say C just because the syntax is simpler. The important is the idea of the commands you will learn. I wonder how simple means for syntax. Would you say Python syntax was complicated? When I did Python, all I was doing was math. I was doing math, Python. Very simple math. And I was making simple graphs, just so you could like graph data basically. So I was doing that in Python. I didn't think the syntax was that hard actually. I thought it was pretty good. I actually thought the syntax in SQL was harder than the syntax for Python. Because I thought like the logic for Python made more sense than the logic for SQL. Like that shit confused me even more. But they quote unquote say it's easier because like you use words and titles to do recall for SQL, but I found it harder. I also speak I also only speak one language, so sometimes I wonder if that's why I'm not good at picking up on coding, because it is learning another language. But you know what? I can read music, and reading music and sight playing and shit like that is also like another language. So, if you want to learn coding, send me a DM. I would love to teach you. Oh, you're so sweet. I can't learn coding anytime soon, though. For one thing, even making these holiday cards and sending out and shipping out an order is occupying so much of my time. Like, I was doing this yesterday for almost 3 hours. I'm doing this now for it's 2 hours. I am definitely not going to be free and have any free time until after Valentine's Day, I think. I mean, I'll still stream with my siblings because I'm like, let's start streaming. But other than that, most of my time is prepping materials, also working because I do work. Not a lot, but I do work. Yeah, it's just like prepping for orders and stuff like this. Trying to post reels because I am trying to do that. I think I'm soon going to be starting making my sister's reels. Ugh. Well, I'm getting better at editing, I think. I hope. So, maybe that's good. That's a good thing. But after Valentine's Day, it starts to chill out. Then there's Mother's Day. I think like the summer is like a flat time for me where I actually have time to do things. Maybe you can teach me and my brother, because that's on stuff like that's on his list too. I think what I need is just to be computer literate in general. Like I don't understand anything. That's the problem. I mean, I guess I could always just look stuff up, but then, yeah, I mean, looking stuff up is part of the learning process. Struggling is part of the learning process. I need to struggle more, I guess. Use my brain. Don't use chat. Don't use AI and shit. I need to use my brain, not artificial intelligence. Real intelligence, if I have any. That's something I need to start doing more, I think. because I'm feeling, I know there's been a lot of studies about how AI is affecting processing, you're like just your regular brain processing things like that. You can't complete normal functions that you should be able to complete. And oh, thanks. I don't know if I have real intelligence. I just make pretty cards. That's all I really do. Nah, but I think I have in the past year been using ChatGPT when I'm getting lazy. Also because like at work they're just like use it. If it makes your writing sound better, use it. But I'm like, okay, if I always use ChatGPT to improve my writing, then and to prove other things that I'm doing just to speed shit up, I don't go through those pathways. My brain loses those pathways and now I now I become dumb dumb. And now I can't write a formal email with proper syntax, grammar, whatever the heck you want to say. And now I just sound stupid. So it's like really, yeah, I don't know. It's not like bad yet, but it's I feel it getting bad. I'm using it too much. I need to. I think it's okay to use ChatGPT for when you are really like if you're learning a new program. So like I use a couple design programs, nothing crazy. I use like Inkspace and I use Procreate. So simple design programs, but I don't know how to use them. So I will ChatGPT like how to do this, how to do that on whatever design app I'm using. And I feel like that's fine. That's fine because it's helping me learn a software. So it's helping me build a skill. But at the same time, sometimes I'm lazy and I'll be like, I'll write out an email, but I feel like it doesn't sound good. So I'll throw my email into ChatGPT and I'll be like, make it sound more professional or whatever, or like fix the grammar, reorganize the phrasing so it flows better, like clean it up. And then I think that's the thing that is killing my brain. And I need to stop being lazy. I need to just put in like two brain cells to do it myself because I can't lose basic communication. That's very bad. I use ChatGPT to ask how a thing work. I don't use like to yeah, exactly. It's there. It's and I think that's where like the line is getting blurred a lot and the waters are getting like murky and muddy. It's like ChatGPT should be used as a tool to help you understand how to use other tools or like build skills. It shouldn't be used as a tool to do all of your work for you because then you won't do the work you need to do. I think we're all not we're all because you're not doing it, which is good, but I am, which is bad. But like as a population, I think a lot of us are falling into the pit of just like have AI do it for you. Like, let's automate the work, blah, blah, blah. It's faster, you're more efficient, and it's all about money. It's all about time and money, more efficient. And then we start using ChatGPT for simple shit like cleaning up and writing emails, and then what? Like, when you can't even do basic things, then what skills do you have? It's not faster, it's just cheaper. It is cheaper because it costs less brain energy. It costs you less energy. But at the end of the day, it's also not cheaper because you're losing out in the long run. You're losing your freaking brain. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. That's for damn sure. I need to stop it. But sometimes my brain is just so tired and I'm like, I can't. And the work I do right now, because I'm kind of like a part-time project manager a bit, is it's all I'm doing right now is work that I do like. I do like the work and I love my boss. But it's a means for me to have income so I can like enough income so I can live. If I really wanted to have income, I'd fucking apply for a full-time job, but I don't want to do that. I've been hustling way too much the past few years. I need a year to at least a year to chill. So the job I have right now is just a means for me to sustain myself. And because that's a lot of what I view it as, it's like, fuck, I'd rather just use the ChatGPT to get this grunt work out of the way so then I can do the things I want to do, which is like this, or like streaming and stuff. So I'm like using it almost like a scapegoat, but that's bad, that's bad. It's not faster, cheaper. Even when I ask simple things, the AI hallucinates a lot. That's so true. Like when I was using it to help me out with Inkspace, it'll tell me like, oh, you gotta click on this, you gotta click on that, you gotta do this to get whatever function or result I want. But then it's also like kind of wrong. It's kind of wrong. And then it's also like silly but also annoying when you tell it it's wrong and then it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're right. I'm not updated to the right version of Inkspace or whatever. And then I'm just like, you're telling me lies, you're telling me jokes. Now I'm the clown because I believed you. But yeah, it's not, definitely not always right. Once I asked about something, it gave me the wrong things, and I lost 1 day of work. Oh, that's the tricky part of using it in work too. If it's just straight up wrong. Yeah, I think it's used as like a process starter, but not a reliable factor for whatever you're doing. That's for sure. Freaking chat, gupta. Ay, ay, ay. Let me glue this. I saw something earlier this year because obviously, like in education, there's a lot of problems with, kids using AI to write their homework and blah, 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 do the reports, stuff like that. But I saw that some districts are trying to get on top of it and they're incorporating like AI units where they have students use AI and it gives them whatever answer and the answer is wrong. Or it's like they'll have the students go through 10 questions and have the AI give it the answers, and then they check over the 10 answers, and then you see that like AI isn't always right. Maybe it got 7 out of the 10 questions right, or maybe it got like 8 out of the 10 questions right. But there are actually some schools are incorporating this process with AI, so students know that like, hey, I can use AI as a starting point, but it's not this like be all end all. It's not like the start and end of whatever thing I am trying to do. And I'm like, that's honestly, AI and kids is freaking hard, so I guess that's like the best way to approach it at the end of the day. There's not much you can do when kids want to have, well, everyone wants to have that immediate, like, immediate answer, immediate gratification, whatever you want to call it. So you can just chill and turn your brain off. Okay, so this one is done. 1 day of work though, holy shit, that's a lot. AI can't always be trusted. Do you think that AI is gonna take over the world one day? Do you think it's gonna get you? It's gonna get you? It's gonna we're gonna all become iRobot and explode? Why do I have these? What? Oh, an extra? Okay, I had an extra. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I had an extra one. That's fine with me, I guess. I do think AI will eventually. It's not gonna be pretty. Whatever's gonna happen, it's not gonna be pretty. We're all gonna die. But we're also gonna explode faster because of AI. For sure. Like, no doubt. No doubt. At the very least, we're becoming dumber, I think. I feel dumber, at least. And there's been a lot of studies done about us getting dumber. So, we'll just be little dum-dums. Be little lollipops floating around. That's it. I work for a bank and they got Copilot for us to use. Ah, I see, I see. It's so interesting because every company is just like plugging to have their own AI because if they use public AI, like, you can't. I mean, you surely can, but it's your private information for your corporation gets leaked. Like, so for example, I worked at an education company before, and they told us that apparently I signed off and said that I will never use AI, which I use AI all the time, so that's bad. But I use AI to like help me buff up emails. I wasn't inserting any company specific information into ChatGPT, but Copilot is more not privatized, but it's more secure. It's secure, which makes sense why your bank can use it. But a lot of other companies, they don't. If they don't want to buy that subscription, sometimes like they just don't use AI. Like I've been talking to a lot of designers lately, and they're like, I am not allowed to use any design AI tool. So Copilot is different, but like, for things like Figma, they're like, I can't use Figma Make, like my company bans it, we're not allowed to use it. Or like other AI tools that you integrate into design software, they're like, we can't use it because we can't like really, it's security protocol, like we can't release anything that can be tied back to our company's information. So it's kind of crazy because like so many AI tools are out there, but also so many large companies are like, I don't want to use it because it's not secure enough. My bank uses a lot of Microsoft stuff. Yeah, I mean, Microsoft makes sense. They're pretty secure. Things like that. Like the bigger companies are secure, and hey, you're buying their package, so they're gonna have to be secure. You're paying for the product. Um, but some of these like more minor tools, it's like, nope, I don't want you using that. Sorry. Which I think is fine at the end of the day. I actually am, so like some of what I do is creating one of the projects I'm working on right now is actually creating an AI design course. So it's like teaching people what tools to use if you're in digital design and art. And that's kind of like a tricky thing we're facing right now. Like, how do we get people to sign up for programs if they're not even allowed to use this AI at work? Like, are they taking this course just for fun? I don't know. That's something I'm kind of working with at work right now. I don't. The only AI I ever really use is like ChatGPT, because I think all the other ones you kind of have to pay for, like, or you have the stupid tokens. 'Cause everything is money and subscription and token based. This is way too small. I can't use it. God damn it. Whew. I need more water. Okay. Let's see. Working right now. Okay, let's try this one, and I can't clip it too hard. Because I clipped the other one too much and it became too small, and that's not good. That is not good. I am so close. Okay, so I have been working on this for about 2 hours. That's kind of crazy. I think I need to make a template, a better template for this, because I'm kind of just freehanding this stuff right now. And what I love to freehand and not think about anything. Well, it took me an hour to assemble the card. I feel like I should be able to do this a little faster. Maybe like 45 minutes. Nice. I'm getting pretty hungry. I wonder what to eat for lunch. I don't have a lot of food right now. I can make a quesadilla. I've been eating quesadillas all week. I don't think I want to eat another quesadilla. I have some fried rice and some beef. Maybe I'll eat that. Then I have no idea what I'm eating for dinner. Eat ice cream for dinner. Just kidding. That would explode. Okay, so let's see how we looking. If I stick this, nope, 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 nope. Because I have to unravel this a little bit more to get the right shape. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Right shape. All I want to do is read manhwas. That's all I want. If I gotta do stuff, I gotta pretend to work. Me pretending to work. I should work later. I don't think I have time to work later. There's not enough hours in the day, especially when I like to sleep. Okay, so let's stick this here. And let's see how we feel about it. So we feel bad about it because it's too long. Time to cut this. Cut. Okay, is this looking a little maybe better? Maybe better? Well, the angle of this one is different from the angle of the other ones. That's why it's a little weirder. This is, I could glue it like this, but I'm not super crazy about it. So let's cut this again and keep on keeping on making this Christmas card. Right, adjusting, little tiny adjusties. There we go. There we go. I kind of want to watch a Studio Ghibli movie. I love those. I want to see some stuff. See some good hand-drawn art. Did you guys see that stuff when they were making like AI Studio Ghibli stuff and how they reacted, how like upset they were? And honestly, I get it. I get it. If somebody Actually, somebody did call my art AI once, and I was extremely offended. I was not happy when that happened. I posted something on Pinterest, and somebody was like, AI flower art. And I'm like, this is not AI flower work. I spent hours making this by hand. And then if on Pinterest, if you have AI art, it has to tag it as AI art on the pictures. And I like messaged them to get that repealed and get that fixed because I'm like, don't you dare call this thing that I spent like 8 hours on AI art. And it made me so mad. Um, but yeah, I can fully understand why Studio Ghibli was extremely like repulsed and repulsed maybe and upset about all the Ghibli AI art where you could take a picture, you take a selfie, throw it into ChatGPT, and it makes you Studio Ghibli. Like I could see that. I don't mind people using AI for art. My problem is if someone doesn't tag AI as art. Yeah, that's been the thing on Pinterest too. So like anytime, well, Pinterest AI now reads all photos, and if it deems it as AI, then it sticks the tag immediately. It's on the photo. It's not even underneath the photo. It's on the photo. So that's what happened to my thing, my little thing that I posted, but it wasn't AI. I edited the picture a little bit, I think, just with regular photo editing, but I guess it looked so shiny and good that it looked like AI. But I'm like, nah, this is real. This is real. I do know what you mean. Sometimes before Pinterest started doing that, so I would look on Pinterest for a lot of inspiration, of course. I mean, that's what it's for. And I would see stuff and I'd be like, this is so cool. I want to make something like this. But then like it didn't have the AI tag and like I would try to kind of there's one thing I tried to create based off of an AI image and I'm like, why does it not look like why does it not even look remotely similar to the one I'm seeing on Pinterest? And then like I looked closer and I'm like, oh fuck, it's because it's AI and it will never be the same because AI images are not to say they're flatter, but like this is something that's clearly three-dimensional. And there's a lot of AI paper quilling out there, but you can kind of tell because it looks flatter. Like the shading doesn't look real. It's not real. Um, but I know what you mean. It needs to be tagged, but it needs to be tagged correctly. And it's kind of funny because we have AI tagging other AI, which is silly. Using AI for art though, it really does help a lot. I am not good at drawing, so whoa, what the heck's going on? No, this is correct. This is correct. I'm not good at drawing, so I have used AI to help me mock up sketches and stuff like that before, just to give me a starting point of like what do I even want something to look like? Because I can describe it, but I can't make it. Like I've had it try to help me with logo design before, because I cannot design a logo for the life of me. Still can't design a logo. But that shit's hard. Logo design is hard. Unless you use like some of those logo design websites. But even still, they're all like generic, I think. And that's why we need humans behind art. It can help in the art process, but it shouldn't be finished pieces. Okay, oh, I'm so close. I have two more swirls. Just two more. And then after that, I'm gonna stick my little sticker on. And then I'm gonna go eat some food because it is 1:24 where I am, and I should eat something. Eat some food. I exercised with my brother yesterday, 2 days ago, and my upper back hurts because I'm trying to get better posture. So he's like, you gotta do this. So then I did it. Now my back hurts, and now I don't want to go exercise anymore. But I gotta go exercise because otherwise I won't have any oxygen in my lungs. And if I don't have oxygen in my lungs, I can't breathe. That's not. Then I die. That's not good. Oh, I'm getting so hungry. God damn it. I'm so close though. I will persevere. I will finish before I eat food. I need to. This. And unravel this a little bit. this paper sometimes is a little funky. I use different weighted papers, and I think about changing the weight all the time, but if I change the weight, then I have to find new dimensions on everything, and I basically have to do my process all over again and redesign this card, basically, and that would suck. But for this, what weight do I use? I think these are 80 pounds. Is it 80 pounds? 80. I feel like I should know this. I don't know it though. 80 pounds? 80 SMGB? MG? No, not MG. 80. Oh, GSM. Grams squared meter. I don't know. I don't know what the. I really should know. I don't know what it is. The metric for how you weight paper. I use a thicker one than most people use, and it's good because that means this is going to be very stable. It means everything's a little bit thicker, but it also means that sometimes the paper doesn't fold and curve the way I want it to. I'm so happy I made an extra one. I'm having a little bit of that right now. It's doing whatever it wants. It's not doing what I want. And the longer it takes, the hungrier I get. I need to eat some foods. How do we feel about this? We feel okay, but it could be a little bit shorter. Okay, snip. Let's try again. Okay, if I unravel this a little bit more, like this. I do like paper quilling compared to other art forms. It's kind of interesting because it is mostly, it's not mostly swirl based, but the type that I do is swirl based. So it's interesting because each coil has a different flow, and it's very like fluid. Like if you look at this, it's very like this coil flows into this one, and like this one flows into this one. It's supposed to like kind of match up, and I think that's what makes good paper quilling versus bad paper quilling is how you manage the flow and movement of the paper, which kind of sounds like painting, but I'm not good at painting, so I just glue paper instead. But it is like there's so many different ways to go about paper quilling. Some people fill up the page, like literally every single space of the page, they will fill it with paper. So then the movement of the paper is less noticeable. But some people, like me, I use a little bit more white space so you can kind of see where things are flowing. And if it's flowing in the right direction and everything connects, then it looks really good. If it doesn't, then it looks a little wonky. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be changing this style up on the other cards I do, but like, this is just like, this one has a nice flow. This one is straight and then it flows. So it's a little wonky. The next one I'm going to do, I'm going to change where I position it so it flows better, but that's definitely what makes like good design versus bad design. Like, does it flow well? Does it make sense? If you were to like cut out, if you were to like not see a piece of it, could you infer where like the rest of the paper flows to? Like stuff like that. I think that's important in this type of art form, or at least the way I do it and the way I design things. Okay, so we got this. So like this, it needs to flow like a circle. And if it doesn't, then I need to adjust it a little bit as necessary. So it looks complete. Like, what is that? A Fibonacci spiral. Almost like one of those seashells. I also used to work on a beach. That was the best job I have ever had. I worked on a beach for 6 months. It was not the person that lets you into the parking lot. I did a animal stewardship on the beach, and it was so sick. Best job I've ever had. So I did that like coming out of school, and basically what we did is there's these little birds on the beach. They're called piping plovers, these little fluffy little cute birds. And there are foxes on the beach, and foxes are crepuscular. They come out during dawn and dusk pretty much, and they prey on these little birds and they eat them. So our job as environmental stewards was to actually build, like, we would go on the beach, We would walk on the beach. We would find the nest of these little tiny birds. The birds were like this big. They weren't that big. They're small. And we would find their nests. They usually had like maybe 3 or 4 eggs in them. And what we would do is we would build these metal cages around them to protect them. Because the birds can fly through the cage gaps, but the foxes couldn't get through. And we would literally just go around the beach, finding all these nests and these eggs, and we would protect the birds. And it was so sick. I was walking like a good 5 to 10 miles every day, depending on the day, and just walking through sand, which is, it's tiring to walk through sand dunes, but it's so beautiful. And when you get tired, you literally just chill. You just chill by the ocean and take like a 15-20 minute break. Nobody's really monitoring you because everybody in the program is young and no one really, not to say nobody cares, everybody cares, but nobody cares about like the pace at which you get work done. So it was, oh my God, it was it was so fulfilling because we were helping endangered birds and species. It was so beautiful because I was literally working on the beach. It was gorgeous. We would walk on the jetty, even though you're not supposed to walk on jetties. We would walk on the jetties all the time. We would get to go to like the kind of harbor area too and see like seals. We could get to see like some of the whales. We even had dolphins sometimes, which is crazy because New York is not known for dolphins, but sometimes there were dolphins. Oh my God, that job was the most beautiful, hands down, most beautiful job I have ever had. Felt so good, saving little birds from getting preyed upon. I did see beach foxes a few times. It was kind of spooky. Like a few times, I went really, really early. Like if you go the job started at like 8 a.m., but I think a few times I went to try and surf at the beach, and I went at like 6 a, not 6, maybe like 6:30 or 7 a.m. So when like the sun is rising and I saw on a couple occasions, saw them like the foxes roaming around the beach. I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm like, are they gonna do something? Are they gonna come for me? But I'm like, they wouldn't come for me. They're just looking for food. But it was so sick. It was really cool to see them. They were dark foxes too. They were like brown, like darker brown. Because they like have to, they adjusted, they blend in with their environment. So that was so sick. Oh, sometimes I think about just doing that job again because it was so cool. What else did I do on that job? I did a lot. I loved the beach. I haven't been to the beach since I left that job, I think, which is really hurts my soul. I need to go to the beach. I love water. Ah, I love water. I don't drink enough water, but I love water. I love aquatic things. I love going to an aquarium. I love that shit. I also like going to a museum. I like that shit too. Okay, I think this is, I want it to be slightly smaller in the middle. There we go. I think that's the size I'm looking for. Okay, so let me plug this in. Nope, too long. Oh my God, I'm almost done. I can eat food. I'm so excited. Let's see. Like this. No. This needs to be smaller. Okay. I think we're working with something. We're working with something. Oh my God, this is so exciting to almost be done. Just to like have this accomplished, just to be like accomplished is really exciting. Holy shit. Okay. I need to adjust this. Okay. Is that the look? Is that the vibe we're going for? I think it is. Yep. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna glue this down. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Oh, this is too close. Okay. So excited. I get to pack 5 cards. Nobody has ever ordered this many things from me. So this is very exciting to me. I feel like a little Etsy shop owner, which I guess I am. Fuck, I really need to change all of my titles. And change it from my soon-to-be former account to Shimono. Then maybe I'll make a website. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. We're gonna have some glue over here so we can stick good. Got to stick good. Wipe some of this stuff off. Yeah, let's go. Okay, now I focus. focus. And glue this closer together. Okay, pull this out a little bit. Pull this out a little bit. Is there enough room for Merry Christmas? Merry Chrysler. Yes. Like this. Like this. This. Oh, it's so big. I don't like that it's huge. Come on, Momo, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Oh, I don't like where it's positioned. There. God damn it, this is the last part. I really just need to... There. Right. Sure. Right there. Sure. Right there. I hope there's enough space to put the Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas! Okay. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. There we go. Okay. I think that looks pretty decent. I think it looks pretty... Oh, there we go. Actually, that looks better. Perfect! 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 Okay, now I put the sticker on. Okay, so first... Oh, I need to go like this. Make sure everything's sticky, good sticker. And handmade stickers. I want to make handmade stickers. These are technically handmade, kind of. Let's see if it's peeling okay. Yes! Yes. Okay. Last step. And fold this over just so I can grab it. Okay. Put that over there. Okay, so now I need to make sure it is balanced. Balance means what? Means even. Let's see. Does that look good? What do we think? Does that look good? I think it needs to go a little bit lower because it's too close to the swirl. And a little bit to the left so it's more centered. And nope, need to go lower. Need to go lower. Okay. Nobody takes as long to put a sticker down as me. But it's okay. And now? Ah! Oh, why is this so funny? Oh, just go like that. Oh, I know what I can do. I can put some glue there. Let me put some glue. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Put some glue here. And now it's much more even. Really good. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so now I go like this a whole bunch. And I make sure that everything sticks down good. And let's see it. Okay, please don't rip. Please don't rip. Please, please, please. Please stop. Oh no. Not okay. Why is it? Please come out good. There we go. Okay. Okay. Doing good so far. No major tears. Okay, I'm done. Yay! Ooh, they are slightly different, but you know what? Everything's handmade, so everything's gonna be slightly different. And I think that's okay. Yeah, they're totally slightly different. But honestly, vertical, can any of you guys even tell that it's slightly different? I don't think so. Nah, it looks good enough. It's like, this one is slightly higher than this one, but it's fine. It's all good. Oops. Okay. I am done. It is 1:40 and I need to eat some lunch now. I'm very hungry. Whew. Okay. Well, thank you all, whoever came in and joined and watched my little craft stream. Thank you, Bunny Bunny, for hanging out with me and chatting. I will definitely take you up on that coding thing, but I'm not in a place to learn how to code at all for the next several months because I gotta be sending these guys out. And yeah, but thank you all for joining. Thanks for watching. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube at ShimomoBT. You can find me on Twitter because I will never be normal enough to call it X. And on Monday, I will probably do another craft stream and I will then update my Instagram, TikTok, and I guess Etsy to reflect my Shimomo account. So I will see you guys all later. And thank you all so much for joining. Bye.